What is up, everybody? Here with a very quick Big Brother 27 update before tonight's vote. Although, like I've been saying all week, the actual vote has kind of taken a back seat this week since all the nominees aren't exactly the biggest gamers in the house and aren't exactly campaigning to stay in the game. So the first part of this, we'll get to Ava. I don't really have a lot to say about Kat and Callie because they don't game. But first, we must once again talk about Vince and Morgan, and they're becoming controversial as two very close people in that house. There also some people are starting to stand them as a potential showmance, and I still don't know if it's going that far. But today online, we did have a revelation from Vince's girlfriend, Kelsey, who said publicly that she never gave an okay to flirt as strategy. She said that her and Vince talked extensively about boundaries before he left. And that goes against what he has told cameras on the live feeds. At one point earlier this season, Vince told us that Kelsey gave him the okay to flirt basically as a strategy. And that's one of the reasons why I've been like, I think Vince is just using that as a strategy with Morgan. But now I'm not as convinced after Kelsey comes out and says that online. So the drama outside the house kind of taking over the drama inside the house. I also want to say that I don't think Morgan should be getting much blame in this situation. A, because she's not the person in the relationship, but B, because she's also the person that tends to bring up Kelsey to Vince when I think Morgan senses that they might be crossing a line of sorts. So to me, this falls on Vince because he is definitely the person always pursuing Morgan to stay around him. And since he's had the HOH, he seems to be very comforted when Morgan is the person all up on him in the HOH room, which she has been all week long. I still think to Morgan, it's been about the game, been about their game relationship, how close they are as number ones in the game. I do believe that is her number one. And I kind of feel like it's vice versa. Vince has a lot of number ones out there, but he has been most loyal to her so far as the game has gone on. But yeah, with Kelsey's revelation, it does make things a lot more complicated for Vince when he gets out of the house. He better hope all of this weaselness in the game wins him the game, because he might walk out of this house with no job and no girlfriend. So it could be bad for Vince when he does leave. I think that's all I really want to say about those two. I will say that Mickey and Will and Ashley have clocked them a lot this week and how much time Morgan and Vince are staying together in the house. They are always up under each other. Mickey kind of mocking Morgan that, that's my man, my man, my man, giving Serenity from Love Island. I get it. Morgan is very bad about hanging out with the guys in the game. We saw that with Zach as well. She remains loyal on a game level to the guys, and I do think Will and Ashley and Morgan have a right to be concerned with how that looks to the rest of the house, and maybe even how that looks outside of the house. And little do they know, they're very right about that with Kelsey's revelation today. So yeah, that's been the main kind of controversies. There was some other posts by Kelsey as well, because the fans can't help themselves and get on social media and hound people, ask them uncomfortable questions like they've been doing with Kelsey, like how does she feel about what's happening right now. And I think she got frustrated. In one post, she said, "And what would you like me to do about it right now? I'm stuck watching just as you are. He'll have to deal with the consequences of his actions when all is said and done." And then other people, friends of hers, friends of his, have came out to support Kelsey during Vince's closeness to Morgan on the feeds. So it seems as though to Kelsey, Vince has crossed the line. They haven't really done anything besides, cuddling and lots and lots and lots of hugging. That was the thing I was concerned about last night in my video, is how long their hugs go on. That's definitely not how long friends be hugging. So yeah, Vince has gotten himself into some shit, both in the game and out of the game, with this Morgan situation. Now, as for the nominees, as I've been saying all week, just not a lot of gaming. The best thing to come from the nominees, for me personally, is that Ava and Ashley's game relationship did get fixed for now last night. I talked about last night how Ava was in the bunk bed when Ashley and Lauren were having a conversation about votes. And Ava basically overheard Lauren saying that she's keeping Kat and Kelly no matter what, which means she'd be voting out Ava no matter what. And Ava and Lauren are supposed to have this number one deal. But during that same conversation, Ashley was saying that Ava should stay. And so last night, I feel like Ava and Ashley really, for the first time, connected on a game level. They've connected personally at times, although I think Ashley has gotten on Ava's nerves personally at times too. But on a game level, that was really the first time I saw both of them connect. And they also connected over like how Rachel is a good ally for both of them. Ava told Ashley, people can say whatever they want about Rachel, but one thing about her is that if her ally is on the block, she will go to the bitter end to save them. And I think that's a good assessment of why both of them are loyal to Rachel, because Rachel is loyal to them. And then later on in the night, Ava did tell Rachel that she trusts Will, Rachel, and Ashley. So that's a big deal that Ava's including Ashley on that list now, because over the past few weeks, Ava has wanted Ashley out. So once again, this is great progress by Ashley. I really enjoy Ashley as a player and, of course, as a personality on the show. So that's good in my books. Maybe Ava could get back on my good side if she would just game a little more. But she does at least have the game awareness to see how Lauren might not be good for her game now and how Ashley might be good for her game now, because Ava is good at being on that top bunk bed and nobody realizing she's there. This is not the first time this season Ava has overheard a conversation because people thought she was either asleep on the bunk bed or not even there on the bunk bed because they don't check. And yeah, I also liked Ashley and Ava bonding over how annoying Keanu is. Ashley telling Ava that Keanu mansplains and she hates mansplaining. She says she doesn't like the way she's seen Keanu talk to Rachel and Mickey in that way. So more people clocking Keanu's ways with the women in the house. And then Ava also told Ashley the same joke she told Rachel earlier about saying that if not talking to Keanu costs her $750K, it's money well spent. So, it's always good to bond over your same annoyance with the same person. I've said this before. That's one of the easiest ways to bond with someone, is when you both find the same person annoying or just totally dislike them. It's easy to bond over that, and I do think Ava and Ashley did. So yeah, as tonight's vote comes down, as it stands, Ava should be safe no matter what. If Kelly or Kat win the blockbuster, Ava likely stays over the other. I don't believe Ava's lost Mickey's vote, at least not yet on feeds. And I don't believe Kelly and Keanu's plan to try and flip the vote on Ava has really gone anywhere, because Kelly doesn't really play, so how can it? If it comes down to Kat and Kelly, that's the only interesting close vote. I don't know who has the vote in that instance. but Rachel and Morgan have discussed keeping Callie instead of Kat. So yeah, I don't know where it comes down. I think as it stands right now, in my opinion, Callie still has the votes of going, but Rachel and Morgan might just flip that vote by the end of tonight if it does come down to those two.